When Carly was born in 1998, it wasn't until she was 2.5 years old that we learned she had a diagnosis of Angelman syndrome.
It was amazing to us how having a daughter with disability impacted every level of our lives. We hardly slept. She cried all the time, had feeding issues, a lot of challenges. We kept expecting that things would get better and things would change and there'd be improvement. And then when there wasn't, we'd look around for resources and we didn't really see anything that was focused on caregivers.
We were raising 2 other young children when Carly was born, and we had our own business, and it was really suffering from the strain that we were all under, and trying to find that balance in raising a whole family in the midst of the kind of challenges we were facing was truly overwhelming. When you're exhausted, it's easy to get stuck. When you're scared, it's easy to get stuck. When you're confused, it's easy to get stuck. We were really fortunate early on in our situation with Carly, and try to help other families experience it soon in the life of their loved one, to be exposed to a lot of resources that helped us develop a framework of understanding God's purposes and kingdom purposes and what was happening.
And that's really where Right In Ministries started. We could find other people who were doing it, but we didn't really find people who could advise us on how to do it well.
The name came from a story in our experience with Carly and walking in faith. God told Joshua, he gave instructions, and the first instruction was to just take a step of faith and step into the river.
It's really about looking at the caregivers and helping them to become more well-rounded, focused on themselves to get healthy in their lives, in their faith, and in relationships. And if people can do that, if caregivers can do that, they become better caregivers for the people who have disabilities.
And it evolved over the years, and the ministry took different shape, and lots of other people joined in that process. Simultaneously, we were attending conferences and kind of growing up as an organization alongside other very new organizations at that time. We talk about it now as a movement, a disability movement, which literally didn't exist 17 years ago when Right In Ministries started.
There's someone out there that, number one, gets me, and that, number two, wants to help me and wants me to live in a way that's better for everyone involved.
We want people to feel invited to be part of this in whatever way is meaningful for them. People coming in to Right In Ministries can be just served in the simplest of ways, to just sit and even observe what's going on in a conversation in an online support group is what some people need. They don't have the energy or the confidence to interact and engage a lot sometimes at the beginning. And then others who are really just growing to the point where they want to facilitate groups or go into coaching and counseling themselves. There's a place for these families to come now, and it's growing. There's more infrastructure to support more and more families.
The Lord's really been opening doors, and we're able to expand the services that we provide and have more capacity. We saw the breadcrumbs that God was laying before us, say, this is a path I want you to go on. And it's just so exciting for us to be a part of that the Lord uses us in that way to be the lifter of people's heads who see very dark things, and they come out and they're seeing the possibilities, that there's potential, and that just grows over time. We all know someone who's affected by disability, and oftentimes we think, boy, I wish I could help. Well, one way you could help is to refer them on to us.
That's what we do. We're not only encouraging people as caregivers to do self-care, but to care for their soul and to let us help do that. And others, family members and friends and churches who want to know how to help, one of the ways you can do that is to help care for their soul.
No one is ever turned away for a financial reason. Walk Right In Ministries exists to help caregivers and families impacted by disability to walk abundantly in life, faith, and relationships.
There's so many people that are getting stronger and more encouraged and more hopeful. And while their circumstances haven't changed and it's difficult for them to even have space in their life to serve others, they want to. It's really exciting.